He was just a great pope to cover because he made news, right? He was somebody who spoke off the cuff, that famous statement on the plane, two reporters on the plane, when asked about gay priests. He said, if somebody loves God and is doing their best to be good in life, who am I to judge? It was just shocking to people. But he also liked to engage the reporters one-on-one. He'd come around the plane and talk to people. And try and figure out kind of where you were in your life and where your faith life was. And he asked me, how are you? I said, well, my wife is expecting a baby. And he said, whoa, wait a minute, we got to give you a blessing. He said, a blessing for you and your wife. And he clapped me on the shoulder and laughed, and he said, and for the baby too. I tell her that. She's 8 years old now. And that was the kind of almost a normal guy, which is a strange thing to say about the Pope. But he had that quality of shedding the power to encounter people one by one, whether it was a reporter on the plane or the sick or the people in prison that he visited. It was very direct.
We've been sharing those pictures of you and him on the plane. It looked like a pretty animated conversation. Was that the one where he asked about your baby?
Yes, it was, and you could see the happiness he had. He spent a lot of time, as a parish priest, basically. So he did a lot of confessions and baptisms and all that, and treasured it, you could see.
He was known as, he also, though, had his conservative critics, Terry. He wasn't afraid of that either.
No, he wasn't. In fact, he took on the people who were shocked by the way he opened the ministry of the papacy to gay people, to people who were in prison, to people of different faiths, to Muslims. That disturbed a lot of people. They thought he was going too fast and too recklessly, given what Catholics believe is the treasure of the truth of their doctrine. He wanted to push farther and faster to welcome more and more people who had been either lost to the church or who were not part of it. And I think that really concerned a lot of people. They thought that he was not a pope who was true to the doctrine of the faith, but who was kind of performing a papacy that was too loose and threatened the stability of the church itself.
And Terry, with that being said, is there a sense that the church will seek a new pope who carries on the legacy of Pope Francis, or will they go more and more traditional?
Yeah, that's the great question, Michael. Now, the Pope has appointed two-thirds, more than two-thirds, almost 80% now, of the cardinals who will vote for the next Pope. So I don't think they're going to go too far away, but there's an old saying in the church that every conclave, every group of cardinals that chooses the Pope tries to correct the mistake of the last one. They're going to try and rebalance. And I think what they'll want is not someone who is so off the cuff, someone who is so improvisational. I think they're going to want somebody more stable, somebody more predictable, and kind of calm the waters of the divisions of the church that Francis, in his way trying to drive the church forward to minister to the modern world, had stirred up some of those divisions.